Well, hello once again. This is Bruce Dickey from the Arkansas Baseball Academy, and previously we just pointed out the three phases of hitting with the start, the load, the step, and the swing. We want all of our players to be able to understand every aspect of those, and they need to repeat it back. It's kind of like they're in baseball school. They have to know the parts of it. And I don't take them to the next level until I can sit here with a plastic bat and toss them and say, "Stand up here, son, teach me how to hit." All the progressions, and they can all do it from being 8 years old all the way on up. So if we're having problems, that's the first thing that I do is I toss them the bat. One of the first things that you can do also is that when we get the kids and we've taught them those three phases of hitting, they each get a plastic bat. We space them all out. This is generally when we have teams come in. Remember, I earlier talked about we have 4 different teams that come in all at once. The younger ages, they get there and they're spaced out, and we talk and reinforce on the three phases of hitting, and they have to do that, and they're not swinging off a tee or anything else. They're just swinging. So we get them fairly comfortable with what they're supposed to do with the feedback, etc., that we give them. The next thing that we do in hitting progression is we do from the plastic bats just swinging, and then we come and we do tee work. These are refers to tees. And a lot of these tees are the base of them, you'll notice this is just a square with a weight on it. That's really all you need. But they market them and put them on a base. It's a marketing gimmick. And what happens, the bad part of that is, they put that down there with the base on them, and then they line right up with it like that, and that screws them up to start with. When we use those tees, I have to put a base behind, as you can see on this one, because most of the time when the contact is made, almost always it's made just in front of the plate. So that's why we set that up the way it is. You'll notice that I've got a sawhorse on here, and that's to reinforce the fact that they have to come into that swing plane that I talked about earlier in our hitting three phases. The ball's coming downward on a plane, and we don't want them to take the barrel of their bat and come down. If they do, they're going to hit this thing or hit this, and it gives them immediate feedback that they're not into the swing plane. So we want to make sure that they have contact. So we take a ball that's right here, these plastic balls, we set them right there. They can do it themselves, or we have other people doing it for them. They set it back on, they line up on there, they come back up into their starting position, and we say, okay, load. So they load, they step, and then they come through nice and slow, just like this with the barrel. Contact, we have them hold it, and then finish up high, and they're keeping their nose right down on that ball, which is absolutely essential. So what we're doing on this over and over and over is trying to get muscle memory with a bat. You don't want them to walk right into a bat when you've got a bunch of them in here, so we start off with these, so that they get all of the phases of the start, load, step, and swing, and get it done effectively. It's really important to understand to parents that they come in and they want a quick fix. I can do it later on when there's maybe one thing they're doing wrong. But hitting a pitched baseball is the single most difficult skill in all of sports, every sport. And so it's really important. If you want things to end well, it has to begin well. And parents have to understand that this is a marathon to get to the point that is close to perfection. And it is not a sprint. You're not going to come in a week and get it down. It's repetition after repetition after repetition. With the younger kids, you need to make every kind of game that you possibly can out of this so that they don't get bored. The 8, 9, 10-year-olds, everything is about play. It's not about winning or anything else. So invent games that you can do that will reinforce all of your hitting mechanics. So once again, there's all kinds of drills off a tee that you can use. You can do a high tee in the top of the strike zone. You can do a low tee. You can do it on the outside corner of the plate, whatever it is. But you have to work on keeping this left elbow in, working your right mechanics. You can come in here like that. You can come back up, step right back in there so they've got it, and finish high up in there. Repetition after repetition. Tee work, plastic bat drill are very important in hitting progression. Thank you so much for your time and attention. If you have any questions, I will help you in any way that I can. Thank you for your time.